There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
Welcome back to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. Today I'm super excited because we are talking about growth. How to rise from humble beginnings is our topic. It's going to be enlightening. Please stick there, stay tuned so we can learn together. Welcome. My name is Sylvia and this is going to be an amazing conversation, I believe. How to rise from humble beginnings.
And in particular, before you commit to marriage, before you open your life for love. Because what they don't tell you is that love can intercept your growth, relationships can intercept your growth, particularly if it's not at the front of you. If you don't lead with that resolve, you're going to get together with the people who don't encourage that goal, who don't align with that goal.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Sylvia, we did not hear it clearly said that we should plan our escape. If you are born in a humble background, don't know what is humble about it, just a polite language.
Yes.
If you come from a poor background,
Poverty.
you must plan your escape before you plan your marriage. You must do a prison break before you build your home.
Yes.
And because there were not many escapees, that's why we did not hear much about escaping. We had many settlers who told us about settling. Settle down, get a person, settle down. They could only take you where they went themselves. The biggest unfairness with the poor folk is that they grow with other poor folk who give them poor philosophy.
Yes.
Poverty operates like crabs. When you put them in a basket, don't need to close it. They'll keep pulling each other back. Anyone tries to climb, the other ones will pull it back.
Yes.
Poor folk don't allow you to get out, lest you confirm that it is possible to get out.
Yes.
And make them uncomfortable. They want to live in assumed misery and helplessness. Victimhood. If you don't strategize the level you want to build your nest on the other side of struggle, on the other side of financial freedom, if you don't plan how to cross the crocodile-infested river of financial liberty, you will settle on this side Jordan and never cross to the promised land.
Yes.
And because they don't tell you that wealth creation is so interrelated with the human being you choose to do life with. You don't check what is their mental relationship with wealth and abundance. You don't check that. Check handsome, beautiful, like them,
Yes.
You check everything except their relationship with money and abundance. And men in particular, we orient women to be materialistic. You come to her and you tell her that she'll never need to sweat again. Over my dead body that a queen like you should work hard. I will make sure you are just comfortable. I'll take care of you.
Yes.
We tell her to let me carry you.
You plant ideas.
Yes, that she doesn't need to struggle with you.
Yeah.
And then we complain, she only wants my money. That's what you presented. Just like women also, they present their body as an object and then they start being complained that they're being objectified, and that's what they presented on the table.
Yes.
Men and women are bringing money and the body on the table when you're supposed to be trading souls, longevity, abundance, mentality, mindset, belief, goals. We don't know what to transact on the table of negotiating marriage. We negotiate vanity. Vanity. If you tell her that you'll be there providing through, what if the day you need her help? Will she know what to do?
She won't know what to do.
You told her she just need to exist there, bring you her beauty, and that's all.
Yeah.
Many of these women did not even think of sitting down. You're the one who told them to sit down. They stayed home with your proposal. Why sweat? I'm here to make sure your life is just... You bring a man in your body as if that's all you have, and then you start complaining he's just going after skirts. You brought just a skirt.
Yeah.
What are you doing when you focus your camera on your behind?
It's crazy. I find it crazy.
Thirst traps. All your social media is just thirst traps. It's just sexualizing yourself, objectifying yourself. And when men can't see you for who you are, you complain. They don't even know me, they just know my physical. That's what you showed. That's what you showed.
Yeah.
This woman only loves my money. That's what you brought. We mislead each other, then you start complaining.
Yes.
When you put out money, you attract money eaters, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you put out sex, you get sex hunters, isn't it?
Yeah. True.
We are reaping what we are sowing, then we are complaining. If you don't like what you're harvesting, change what you're planting.
True.
And nobody told us that the fight to break and go to the other side. When our Lord boarded and told the disciples, let's go to the other side.
Yeah.
It sounded like a simple journey, isn't it?
Sounds like a simple one.
What more? We have the creator of the world with us.
Yes.
But what level of storms did they encounter? How much did they fear for their life? Even when the Prince of Peace was peacefully sleeping.
Yeah.
The storm made them know he can calm storms. But just to tell you, the moment you decide, I want to cross to the other side, prepare for storms.
Yeah.
Because that's an escape. And let's do the first step, how to escape, get away from your humble beginnings, and in particular, in respect to love and building family. Where to build your family? In place of abundance. If you marry, when you marry, when you're on this side of scarcity, you struggle. Love feels like a punishment.
Yeah.
Love is a luxury. Love is a luxury.
It's a luxury.
It's expensive. It feels good.
Yes.
It behaves like wine. You don't need it to survive, and it's expensive.
Yes.
So what is it?
It's a luxury.
Thank you.
It is.
You don't need to live, but if you want it, you have to pay more than tea and soda.
Yes. I'm thinking about it hard.
Wine costs more than juice. So if you only have 100, please take what?
Take juice. Or tea.
They have specific wine glasses. Specific. Wine, there's one I saw called, is it Pierre Marcel or something? Very sweet, I like it. Red sweet.
Yes.
But that's not something you want to sip every time. It will run your bankrupt. You can just be taking it anywhere.
Yes.
And the better it is, the more costly it is. You can get cheap ones that are just juices, really. But if you want the real one that has class, and they don't fill a glass. A glass of wine is quarter glass.
A quarter. Yeah.
And it's a delicate glass. And you don't just slowly.
And there's a way you hold it. You don't just hold it.
That's love for you.
Yes.
That's love. Romantic love is a luxury. It's very sweet and very costly.
Yes.
Those are luxuries for you.
Very sweet and very costly.
I saw a guy driving a certain car. I felt sick. It is just my dream. Have you ever seen people driving your dreams? That is my friend. Do you know you're driving? How can you carry yourself casual? You are living my future. There was traffic and I had time to take it in. You know the way you feel starstruck, just close to what you dream about. But it's a beast. It's a very powerful car. So it's the one side my wife doesn't answer. What are those things? Because at certain Mercedes, very powerful.
Yes.
Very immaculate. Well done. German guys can do their work.
Yes.
They really can take their time. They can make you survive it.
Yes.
You know. But the price tag will humble you.
Actually, there's a lady who drives a burgundy one. You know, I love that color.
Wow.
And anytime she passes there, my heart jumps.
You know, you feel it. You know, they really can take their time.
Yes. It's so fine.
And they always keep it clean.
Yes. And it's an old lady.
You know?
I just love it. Yeah.
So I saw a guy driving my dreams. And I'm like, okay. There's some things you want, and you'll get them when you can afford them.
Yeah.
Okay? Even if somebody gifted it to me now, it would be a liability.
Yeah.
Because to service it,
Yes. It's work. It's money. It's
to maintain it,
yeah.
some things can't come to your life when you're still rugged
Yes.
and rough and living in funny places that can't fit good machines.
Yes. Bed-driven parties. If you're in those congested estates.
Love has
Yes.
requirements.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of character refinement to protect it. I told you many times, people will come to you because of your husband,
Yes.
and you think you're just attractive.
Yeah.
And they are fighting your husband indirectly through you. You need that presence of mind and faithfulness in the inbox where he is not.
Yeah.
So that even if they were to share a screenshot one day, you're not ashamed.
Yes.
The second element of love that makes it a luxury is that, yes, it comes at a higher level of character development, but it also requires money. You need upkeep for two. You need communication, more airtime. You're talking a lot. You need facility for two people.
Yes.
You can't just join with other guys. They used to live as a bachelor, somewhere on the floor, somewhere formless. Now there's some order required.
Yeah.
Consistent meals required. Should you start getting children? Children are other delicate luxuries.
Very expensive.
You know?
Yeah.
And they are delicate in every sense. They are needy in every sense. But they are also a pure delight.
Yeah.
Pure delight. The richest man, Elon Musk says, with all that he has, he gets his greatest joy from his children. When you see your child expressing life,
Yeah.
you feel pure delight. But on the other side, you have to take care of that kid. You have to be present with them. You have to watch over them. You must think ahead, meet their needs, accommodate their temper tantrums. I did not know they did not know they have a stage of beating up people. When they learn to move their hands, they beat people.
Yes.
And you can't beat back.
The power of being a child.
Yeah. You reach the tantrum stage of kicking around and you have to hold yourself.
Yes.
And
And say sorry.
you model calmness.
And apologize.
You know. There's a stage they really journey you.
Yes.
They journey you. As you grow, they grow. To tell you, it's not obvious.
Yeah.
And one of the things I want you to do is to avoid settling in poverty. When you're trying to live with love, where you have to trek long distances, you're too tired and in pain. Movies have glorified struggle love. The Nollywood, the Hollywood, the Oga movies, where people meet in struggle and hardship, and it's a script they're acting. But people have begun to think they can act those scripts in real life.
In real life.
So secondary school kids are writing love letters
Yeah.
when they can't even buy themselves dinnerware,
Yeah.
when they can't even afford airtime.
Yes. Even the writing pads.
There's a full scope for,
Yes. Bought by the parents.
and now they're trying to draw with calligraphy, writing well, and love because of movies.
Yeah.
Love is expensive, and you're better off crossing over there so that you can afford it. What made me avoid marrying while still in Turkey poverty was watching women carrying their babies. They are pregnant, they have a baby, they're coming from clinic, they have a bag, they have an umbrella, they have a phone, they're carrying motorbike, being carried by motor, it falls down, they're boarding a matatu moves before they sit somewhere, they fall down. I saw the struggle of women in poverty. I was horrified. And I swore. And the first step today that you're going to do in order to cross over is stake your life on the escape. Many people don't get out because they just set it as a normal goal.
Yes.
Whenever you do something that changes you and your generations,
Yeah.
it will take the battle of your life. It will be the struggle of your life. If I was to be asked why many of my colleagues have never crossed, they never took it serious enough to put their life on the line. To say, I will get out or die on the way,
Yes.
but I will not live here.
Yes.
Martin Luther King Jr., I think, is the one who said, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Poverty puts you on your knees. And you must decide, I can't live on my knees. I will stand. If I die, I die. When they told Esther the mission for her life, because the mentor told her, you don't know if you were brought to this position for such a time as this. You ought to save your people. You should put your life on the risk. And she said, you know what? I'll do what you said. And if I perish, I perish. Until you say, if I perish, I perish. Poverty will never leave you alone. It will never leave you alone. And I tell you the truth, because we are bewitched with the ideas of romance, we don't commit to escape. We commit to, will you raise me up? Raising you up where? You are down in a ditch.
Yes.
Who is raising you up?
No one. You have to raise yourself.
Romance can't raise you up.
Yeah.
And I used to tell people, I think poverty is like a dog giving birth in a ditch. And the babies innocently are born in a ditch.
Yeah.
What happens in a ditch? Very hot. Ditch, you can't see the world. You're somewhere down.
Yeah.
Ditch, it floods. When it rains, you can just die for being in the wrong place.
Yes.
Ditch, there's no space, congested. Ditch, you are angry, frustrated. There's a lot of violence in poor communities because of frustration.
True.
They survive with drugs. They survive with alcohol. They survive. There's a lot of unnecessary deaths. Diseases spread. You may remember in the village, people cheat. They get children with other men there as if it were nothing.
Yes.
People live together, but this child resembles, and we know this one is for the other. And it's known.
Yes.
It's known. Sometimes you're even embarrassed. You address the child of the real father, but you're not supposed to say it.
Yeah.
Because the real father, he resembles the real father, but he belongs to the other father.
Yeah.
And it's open secret.
An open secret.
I think somebody, my friend, was embarrassed because he remembered later after he had greeted and gone. He greeted like the son of Kamau. Because he's typical copy-paste, carbon copy of Kamau. And he is the same age than the other son of Kamau who he knows.
Yes.
But this is the son of Mwangi. It's only that unofficially.
An open secret.
The kugongewa in the village
Yes.
is so open.
Yeah.
They get children. You have a cousin, you know, but you're not supposed to say it. That cousin, that's my
Yes.
uncle's son, that one. And you know it. You even call each other bro.
Yeah.
Chinyamaji, you don't take people. Hey, bro.
Yes.
It's poor community. No loyalty. They live together because they can't afford to not live together.
Yeah.
So they accept some things. Sometimes people get angry, they kill each other, but normally they don't. They don't. And this one is cheating, the other they're cheating, the other they're cheating, they're getting child, getting. And they don't even make big deal. Sometimes there is a lot I got, and the case is finished.
Yes. Seriously.
So now Sylvia, as a child, is a friend of the husband, there's a lot that I got.
Yeah.
And life has moved on.
And life moves on. We settled. We settled it.
You know.
Yes, we've cleaned the mess.
So
Yes.
we have apologized with our God.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of abuse in the village that is covered with goat. I don't know, is it the atonement lamb? They are trying to mimic the atonement lamb that the sin has been atoned. You know,
Yeah.
somebody's defiled a child, a goat. Somebody made a young person pregnant, a goat.
Yeah.
You know,
Think of it, it's sad.
the poor communities is a crucible. You feel like you're being burned. I remember the scarcity of information. Women used to wear lessons that have proverbs. So I used to read women's lessons a lot.
Yes.
I didn't have reading material. I had hunger to learn.
Oh.
So I collected many of them.
Anything.
Just reading women.
Yes.
Others don't have anything, just Mali ya Tanzania, Mali ya Tanga.
Yeah.
But I would collect out. When I come to Nairobi, I'm reading vehicles, sitting on the road just to read this. I also enjoy the street comedy anyway. I had a very heavy classmate.
Yeah.
Who was in secondary school. He was huge. So we wrote his T-shirt for him, Viumbe Wazito. Heavy creatures. And he liked it. He was a happy guy. So he used to wear it every day. Viumbe Wazito. Don't ask me to run. So to see, then I would see a vehicle just passing, driving wildly, but it's written a blessed monkey. So what do you expect from a monkey? Even if he drives funny, it's just a blessed monkey. So the street comedy was very strategic.
Was a thing for you.
And I would sit in front to read vehicles, to see the activity. But when I came to realize later, I realized it was hunger that was crying for books, crying for exposure, crying for materials.
Yes.
And I did not have that. So I decided if my children would desire to learn, they would not need to crave that much for exposure. I still remember my uncle would bring me an old book. You'd collect books and pass. There was a head teacher who would bring the newspaper. You would come by, and those people would give me I read old newspapers. I can still recite things for you I read before I was 10.
Yeah.
From newspapers, from things. One time my stepbrother worked for the Minister of Education that time, and you come with cartons of rejected books. They're rejected, but they're still legible. It's just a page or two that is. My friend, that was my heaven. I would carry the carton and hide somewhere. Don't bother me. I'll read and read. You know,
Anger.
I still need Moses stories, Mamito's charm. And then composition comes. I would write, I'm just babbling with stories.
Yes.
What was that? A child who is talented, but there's no material. So poverty smothered talent, killed possibilities. One way is I decided, you know what? I can see young people getting married. I started a family, I have a child. And then they start the same grind, same struggle, torn clothes, no food, scorching sun, hard labor, poor pay.
Yeah.
It gave me chills. I said, then we had stories of escape from prison. I got the concept of escape. Or grass to grace. But all of them was somebody who just married, kid person, or got lucky. I said, I'll get out or die on the way.
Yes.
Until you make that, even if you're already married, you're hearing this, you can decide together. People have decided together and chosen things.
Yeah.
But it's usually simpler when you do it prior. But if you're hearing it later, life has no deadline except death. If you hear anything you want to change before you die, go at it.
Yeah.
Go at it. But I hope those who benefit the most are those who are hearing it prior to committing to people who they don't know that the person has any drive to get out. Some people just want comfort. They don't want conquest. They don't want to escape. They just want to be comfortable. So the moment they have enough salary, you can't ask them to strive anymore. They just start enjoying, eating all the money they get, waiting for the next pay. They drink all the money. They just enjoy. That's a very hard person to lift.
Yes.
It takes a stretch. So I want you to stake your life on escaping and say, I'll get there or die on the way. That was one of the boxers and athletes in MMA, mixed martial arts, Francis Ngannou, who said when he came from his country in West Africa that was war-torn, he escaped the robots, he said, I'm already dying here, let me try and escape. I hope I survive over there. And now he became a UFC champion.
Okay.
Coming from difficulty. The three lepers said, if we stay here, we'll die. If we go over there, we'll also die. But there's a chance there that they may have mercy on us.
Yes.
I said, if I stay there, I'll die. If I try to escape, I might die on the way. But there's a chance there to escape. There's no chance here. That's the math poor people have to do.
Yes.
I saw people die giving birth because nobody takes them to hospital.
True.
Because there was no vehicle. They went to look for vehicle because there's an emergency. And before they get it, too late. What is
It's
that?
too late.
Isn't it poverty that is killing people?
Poverty.
Kids who could not be treated a common condition. They grow with a twisted body part. that a normal hospital could have fixed, but there's no time. These people are pushed by survival. There's no time to go to hospital.
Yeah.
I remember when it rained, kids couldn't go to school because you have to go to the farms. And there's no food. You're just going to till the land. When rains come, there's a lot of absence. You are beaten up by teachers. You missed school, but the parent wanted you to go to the farm. I hated every minute of it. I love school.
Yes.
Then I can't go to school. You know, I tell you the truth. I saw the squeeze, the pain, and I decided I'll get out. And it's when you put your life on the line and say, if I don't reach there, I'll die crawling there. It's Napoleon Hill who said, this life does not have an answer to a person who stakes their very existence on their goal.
Yes.
I knew Paul was done with it all when he said, I know who I have believed, and that he's able to take care of that which I've entrusted to him against that day. He said, I have done my math. I don't want my life anymore. I have staked it on my mission. His mission was to spread the gospel. His faith became his reason for life. Sylvia, if crossing over your generations and their children and your ancestors and your descendants is important to you, you will say, I'll be the beginner of a new story. That's my aim, that until the end of the world, none of my successions will ever go back to poverty. Not unless somebody themselves, they isolate them. I want to start a lineage that is on the other side. It may take a lot of time for kids to come from Runda and history of wealth to come back to this kind of struggling. Even when they're not working, they're supported by the minimal support by the family, and they still have a better life than. They're given a house that they can't sell. So at least they have a house. For coming from a good family, they're given a good house.
They have a good shelter.
Even if they're just a drunkard, they'll never be homeless. That alone, that support of just coming from the right family. There's health care. When they are sick, it's better by far to be sick, to be struggling from wealthy family than from poor families. There's softness. And I want none of those who come after me to do the struggle I struggled. And they'll be able to say, after our great-grandpa, we don't know what was that, we don't know where he came from, we hear they migrated from, and we hear there was nothing much to write home about there. I want that to be the story. They don't need to know the darkness I came from. They just know that I brought the family to the light. I climbed to the hill, and I planted them somewhere. They say, we just know that has been our life anyway. Oh, my... and you hear a kid saying, I've seen cars off the road. I don't know whether how people don't have cars. We have seen all these things. That has been our life. All my relatives, I know. I want that to be the story, because I know for some kids, it's their reality today. The last thing to do is commit to purpose and not to people. Why is this important? Sometimes by being too committed to your best friend, to the group of friends who came from with this college, or the people give you comfort in life, they divert your focus. And because you're a social being, you're connected to them, you tend to pass your ideas by them. Whatever you want to do, you pass by them. Whatever you want to do, you discuss with them. Sadly, they tend to bring you to their level of drive, their level of hunger. An opportunity that could have changed your life, you discuss it with your girlfriend, she's not so much for it. She's saying you already have this and that. She cools you off. If you commit to your friends and your family and your people and your relatives, you never go beyond where they went.
True. Yeah, that's true.
Sadly, it's not loud, but it's very powerful.
Yes.
When there's no congestion on the road, but vehicles are full and they're moving at 50, even if your car is very fast, there's no space to move beyond 50.
Yes.
You are forced to be grateful that we are not stuck. When they ask you, where are you? Okay, this is slow moving traffic, but we are not stuck. We are coming at least. You're not describing your car's problems. You're describing the group you are in.
I love the logic in that.
Sometimes we don't realize the group we are in has dictated our pace.
Wow.
The first car I drove was very fast, and I was coming from just restlessness of escaping poverty. So I used to drive like a crazy man. When you know you're already running from death, there's nothing to fear. You know, some of you are very careful because you have a life to protect.
Yes.
Some of us are dead.
To run away from.
That's when I realized the small traffic jam you see on the road
Yes.
are usually not everywhere. It's usually a group. Vehicles move in batches. So I would that car could glide,
Yeah.
and I would squeeze in tiny spaces. And then I realized it's empty there. I find another group there moving slowly. I navigate, I find it's empty next. I realize most of the what we call traffic jam, if you look at it from the top, is groups of people moving slowly
Yes.
with empty spaces in between. So I would pass many groups and go away. People live like that.
Yes.
It's not the economy, it's a group you are with. You know, if you learn to glide, to squeeze, to
Yeah.
force your way, to insist, and Kenyans are funny, they find an accident on that road going this way, they will slow down to look at it.
Yeah.
So they will create jam looking.
Looking.
I could not wait to just glide past.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes God knows what you need.
Yes.
I was driving a glide. I could glide in small spaces.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that because I could get things done.
Yes.
I was obsessed with just getting a space for my family, getting something to stand, give me somewhere to stand. I could not rest. I was just restless.
Yeah.
Even waking up, I was waking like military. My wife would tell me, cool down. You know, normal people wake up, they sit down, they warm up.
Yes.
Then you are jumping and you're gone. My energy was get out. When you are running from death, my friend.
You fear nothing.
I was already going to die. Okay, all right. So
Yeah.
luckily, as you grow, you manage to slay some dragons.
Yes.
Now you can have momentum.
Yeah.
There is more peace now in my life. I still work hard, but not as if I'm. The death is not very near now. I've left it to one corner. I can't hear you. You know, that time it was just, you know, when you can hear that.
Yes. It was just near.
So there's a lap. You know, you can lap. You know?
Yeah.
Just to tell you, I committed myself to what I want to achieve.
Yeah.
And if you ask me the summary of my purpose financially on the economic front, is to perform the exodus for my generation. To cross the Red Sea.
Yeah.
We will need a lot of help of God to dry the sea, but we still need to walk. We still have to deal with Pharaoh, but we have to
Yeah.
think about God more than Pharaoh.
Yes.
We still have to deal with mixed multitude.
Yeah.
People are just hangers on, joyriders,
Joyriders.
and they can contaminate your purpose.
Yeah.
Become complainers when things are hard. I feel like I was meant to cross that generation, bring them to purpose. Next time I'll tell you why you need to pursue financial freedom, so that you can actually pursue your true talent, pursue your true calling.
Yeah.
When you don't have money, money becomes your calling. Survival becomes the calling. You just live to pay your bills, to earn bread, to clothe, to pay fees.
Yes.
You are reduced to survival. When you have secured financial freedom, you have assets that feed you, you have income that takes care of your basic needs. Now you can go next to what you wanted to do in life. To be a singer, to be a teacher, to be a mentor, to be an inspirer. Now you can go to the real things of life. Poverty cancels out purpose,
Yeah.
reduces you to survival. I wanted to give my generations a chance to live true to their calling.
Yes.
Trump is not working for survival. He's doing self-actualization.
Yeah.
I want my children. Do you think Baron Trump is working so that he does not get evicted from?
No.
That ground has been cleared.
Yes.
The boy should look, what do I want to spend my life on? You know, when I listen to my gifts, a poor kid can't think like that.
Yes.
Where is work tomorrow? Where are we going to labor tomorrow?
Yeah.
Don't we have food?
Where are we going to labor? Poverty.
You know,
Yeah.
beast of burden. Just to tell you that I committed to the purpose so that the friends who don't like the fire
Yeah.
and they leave, I feel the pain, but I do what Ruth, Orpah, and Naomi did. They wept and then went on.
Yeah. They went and then went on.
They wept and went on.
Yeah, they wept and went on.
Yes. They cried together, then said goodbye. They're friends you will miss in earnest because how far you came together. You struggled together, you lost your husband. Now the time has come, you need to move to a purpose calling you. But these people don't want to go that way.
Yeah.
Some people will turn back and you will never meet again. You will feel it, you're human. You
Yeah.
cry. But after I cry, what do? I move on.
You move on.
I commit to the purpose, not to the people.
Yes.
I don't cancel my journey to stay with you.
To the purpose.
I want the purpose and I want to sign out saying I have fought the good fight. Not I have kept the right friend. I have finished the race. And I've kept the true calling.
Yeah.
I want that to be the trade-off for my life. And I would like to see at least 2 generations never having to talk about struggle for their lives.
Yeah.
Having to talk about changing the world. The poor don't talk about changing the world. Which world? They talk about saving their lives.
No, I
Which world?
love that.
So
Yes.
I want my children to actually talk about the Zuckerberg mission, to connect the world.
Yeah.
I would like to invent something. And that's a valid thing. They don't talk, then people laugh. If a poor kid says that, people look at this one. You put some clothes on your body.
Yes.
If we can save them from mockery and release them,
Yeah.
I think I will have crossed, so that even when I'm getting children and we are talking about love, romance, partner, we are talking on another level. Some battles are being won. Yes.
Wow, amazing. Now, in this book, The Young Visionary, I love the first topic, the first chapter actually, and it's the book is speaking to the pre-25s.
Yes.
Now, the pre-25s, these are people who are in colleges, who are done with college actually, and it's also speaking to people who've left high school.
Yes.
And we have people who come from serious poverty.
Yes.
Serious poverty. But they are not lazy, they are trying. Especially some girls who are working as nannies, as help in the house. They have a focus, but the poverty cannot allow them to do something constructive. Now, are there courses that you would tell these people not to do? Because I've heard some people talking of things that you feel it's not going to make sense really fast. To them.
All of them do business management. So you do a diploma in business management. You're not saying it is bad by itself,
Yeah.
but you should be somewhere where it will serve you. Some of them just do what other people are doing, just to tell them that these colleges, they offer what makes money for them, not what makes what you want. Whether you are in nanny or you're starting as a guard,
Yeah.
it's a shamba boy or something, you're starting as a hawker. The formula for escape is to stake your life on escape. Many of them, the problem is they settle. They start doing some funny job and they're sending all the money home. So they mark time. You should have a goal saying, I just wanted to save up, open another hustle that is more ass room. Then while I'm there, and you give yourself 5 or even 10 years. From the time you're 20 to the time you're 30 as a young man, for example,
Yeah.
that was the formula I used. I'll give myself a decade and I'll be out before I talk to a woman. A lady can do the same in 5 years, can do the same in 7 years.
Yeah.
Say, I'll give myself a license. I wanted a practicing license because the poor folks do not have licenses. They were not licensed for anything. They were illegal.
Yes.
they were just hustlers. And they normalized it. I realized all the wealthy folks are licensed business people, licensed lawyer, licensed. The concept of qualified professional was not.
Yes.
So make myself a qualified professional as an entry level. And then I'll start to spread from there. So decide that you will not marry or talk to anyone before you are a licensed practitioner for something. Licensed nurse.
Yeah.
Don't just do hustle, you are carrying the whole shop in a basket. That's a hustle. Go until you are licensed as a community service, licensed as a teacher, licensed as a kid, licensed.
Yeah.
And not just a kiosk that you can get certificate for cancer or whatever.
Yes.
I'm talking about you as a person, you have skills that are marketable.
Skills that are marketable.
Make that your entry level and
Yes.
say, I'm not discussing anything else before I get a license,
Yeah.
a graduation, a something
Yes.
that I'm now qualified as an electrician, qualified as a professional plumber. You know, anybody can call themselves plumber after just learning.
Yeah.
No, make yourself a professional electrician. Go study it, get a certificate, join the board, and then you can take a whole flat. You do the plumbing. You can quote. I knew I'd arrived when I could ask for a job hundreds of thousands. You were told, until you have a license that the market can accept you and you have KRA numbers and all that, you're not there. That means that if you cannot go to the market and bid for a job and attach their KRA pins, whatever, and you are paid by a company properly, you're not there. You're just stealing people.
You're not there.
These are just hassles, nonsense.
Yes.
And I took that challenge until I could be licensed and quote for a job, bid for a job, apply for. You see, they invite for tenders. They invite, you know.
Yeah.
I said, if you can't reach there, you're not yet in the market. You're just a broker on the road here.
Yes.
Buy one egg and the other one. I just want them to build stepwise staircase to a licensed professional. Let that be your bare minimum. Yes.
Yeah, building, because you realize that some people are down there, but they are doing a course like HR. It's not making sense anyway.
Yes.
Yeah. And so to our viewers, if you're really confused on such things, this is the book to read. That is The Young Visionary. It has it all. It has all the answers, and you'll have a fulfilling life. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Bye-bye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential.